Oh man, tell you what, parenting is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, harder than West Point, being a plebe, going through all that, harder than wrestling, practicing cutting 10 pounds in a single day, harder than learning to fly an Apache helicopter with night vision when you're looking at it through one eyeball and that's the only way you can see what's going on. I mean, harder than doing 2 master's degrees at the same time, harder than Tough Mudder and getting electrocuted in the face, harder than doing evasion in the woods, barely eating, for a week. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Harder than 2 weeks straight of plant medicine in the jungle, harder than 4 straight days of ayahuasca at Rhythmia. Like, it's hard. It brings up more anger, frustration, exasperation in me than anything ever. And the boys, the 2 boys, William and Benjamin, are my greatest teachers right now because they bring up all this in me. And the thing that I can see clearly now is it's all a mess that I made, with my unconscious parenting in the past, which is fine. I don't feel bad about that. I did the best I knew how before. But it's so challenging. It's challenging and it's expansive. But, oh man, for me at least, it's difficult because it's such, I think for me especially, because I like to control and shape things. It's just part of how I've been for a long time. You cannot do it with kids. Just what I've learned is you just have to let them be who they are. And all that attempting to control has created the current situation I have with these control traumas. Celestine Prophecy talks all about it. And in the US especially, we're kind of taught to be intimidators. At least my generation was, where we, threaten things. Either it's like spankings, which we've kind of moved away from, or it's I'm going to take away your video game, your whatever, right? Take away something until they do what you say, which is just an intimidator, and that makes the kids into intimidators or poor me's, where they have a victim complex. And then you have to unwind that thing that you made, these control patterns that they have now. And my kids have them. They have them. And so they will do them, and then I will sometimes fall back into the pattern, right, as well, the control trauma. And I have to catch myself and kind of help them not do it. I'm just so glad I can see it. I can see it all now, and that makes it way different. Before I was so unconscious to the traumas playing out. So I almost think the Celestine Prophecy is the best parenting book there is, because really, it's just about giving energy, to the kids, which is unconditional love. Give that to them all the time. Ideally, one kid like per adult, because you don't have enough energy for more than one kid, really. And that's something I think that society will move towards over time, just because we didn't know that was such an important thing. But we'll get there. I know now that if they decide to become parents, they'll be awesome, because they'll know all this stuff. They'll understand how it works. They'll be wonderful human beings for sure, because they're learning this stuff at such a young age. I think everybody is now. This is all coming out and everybody's learning it. So I'm really, really excited for the future. We will make it through this phase of cleaning up the messes we made. So I'm excited, but yeah, parenting, tough stuff.